Well, good morning, everybody. Jeff Slakey here on Daybreak. Got a great guest in studio one more time here. Scotty Mills from Keller Williams. Morning, Scotty.
Hey, morning, Jeff. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. We've been enjoying the holiday songbooks. Let me put that up in the screen here. I sent you a message. I told you that we gave these out right before the parade a couple weeks back here in downtown Shelton. And boy, we made the announcement. All right, we're all set up. You guys want to come and get your holiday songbooks and hand warmers, and boosh, huge crowd. They all grabbed them. So I think a lot of folks are going to be enjoying these. You're going to have these out and about still in the community?
I am, yes. We have some still available. And
we got some here to hand out if you come by. And, those great songs.
Drop some off to you here. Give me a call. I'll drop one off personally.
Oh, that's nice of you. Let's talk about winter. Let's talk about listings. A lot of folks say springtime into summertime, the busiest time, and well, that's when you're going to get all your looks because people have shaken the moss off. They've left their house for winter, and now they're going to go out and look around. But you've got some numbers to say winter is maybe just as good of a time.
It is, yes. It's deceiving that, again, holidays, and I did a snapshot, too, from November 20th, leading into Thanksgiving, Christmas, and where we're at some numbers, and I'll address those maybe later in the show. But essentially what the article says that in the wintertime, you have your serious buyers out there, and they're not going to get the low ball offers to the seller. They're in a hurry to move. They're serious. And, of course, with the inventory being low for the seller, they're going to get pretty much a top dollar, just like the people in the spring.
Sure.
Do too.
Additionally, I'd imagine these are better times in a sense of you get a better understanding of how the land lays in the winter. We've got, most of the rain coming in the fall, winter, early spring. Whereas if you're looking at a home in the summer, you may not notice some of the heavy rain areas or pooling areas, things that you should probably ask about.
Yeah, or that driveway that goes like this.
Or the steep driveway. You see it in the summertime and go, this is a beautiful driveway. And then in the winter, as you try to trudge up it because you can't drive up it, you go, boy, this driveway,
not looking
something
good.
Else.
Yeah. So the other thing that I think is a great table topic too around the holidays, instead of getting into politics and whatnot, is bring up real estate around the table and what you might be able to do to get your house ready. Because what happens is people, watch these shows and they think, well, I need to fix this room, I need to do that, and I can do it in 30 minutes or an hour with commercial breaks.
Right, exactly.
And it doesn't work that way.
No.
Where I can come in, we can sit down and go through your house, room by room, and look at the outside and give you a critical checklist of what you need to do and what the timelines are and what your return on investment for doing those things.
Sure.
Someone recently, a client working with out in Silverdale, hi Grace, and she's getting her home ready. She's going to be moving to Jacksonville, Florida, and she says, I want to beat the market. I know we're great out here with the naval base, so I want to beat those springtime people. So we can get on the market in January and start adding to that before everybody else starts thinking mid-March, April.
Now, obviously, you want to hire an inspector like Brendan, who we hand on to maybe do some under house inspections or attic inspections. But you bring up a good point. Some ways to maybe spruce up some of the curb appeal. You have a better eye. You come in as kind of an independent person. You're not going to be the one that you go, well, I know that you spend a lot of time, or it's always looked like this, but maybe the trends these days are calling for it to look a little different. And if you change some aspect, like even the drawer knobs or countertop knobs, things like that, can really key into a potential new buyer.
Oh, yeah. You don't have to spend a lot of money to make some nice changes that are going to be current with the times. And again, the advantage of someone like me is I see a lot of homes where when you live in your house, you sometimes, most cases, you get desensitized to that spot on the rug or something like that.
Well, I mean, that brings up a good point too. If I don't plan on listing or moving anytime soon, I likely wouldn't, unless I became flush with cash, want to make a lot of these upgrades. Whereas if I know I'm going to be putting things on the market, I need to do some of these things. I need to make sure things are cleaned and look proper. And, you know, I may have been living in this and it looks like this, so we're going to keep it like this. But when somebody fresh comes in, they want it to look pristine, like to them, a brand new home.
Mm-hmm. And there are loan programs to explore too. A lot of times folks think, I have to go out and maybe get a second or a line of credit to do this. Well, a couple of years ago, working with a lender and said, hey, we got a program that we will allow this homeowner to do some improvements, and then when it closes, and they can work those things. So it's sitting down and exploring your options and knowing what you have to do instead of making the assumptions. And that's why it's great to have the conversation, have that dialogue going. And it's just, you don't know what you don't know, but I'm here to find those things out for you instead of them doing their research on their own.
If a person is putting up their home here in the winter, what are some of the things that they can expect to hear question-wise from folks? Is it different? Do people ask different questions in different seasons when it relates to a house they're looking at?
Well, your questions
your top of mind is maybe a little different as opposed to if you're looking in the summertime, you may be wondering and how close you are to recreation, how close you are to rivers and lakes and the sound, things like that. Whereas in the winter, your focus may be more on comfort, more on heat retention, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you're going to get the structural integrity of the home is probably top of mind. You know, there's a roof leak, you know, or you have flooding, is there water under the home, things like that. Because when you get into that wet season, people are going to notice different smells, perhaps that they would, you know, in spring, summer. Is the home kind of musty, things like that. And it's, it's definitely different seasons, a different mindset each time people looking for things. Yeah.
If folks start to list in spring, where they traditionally do, what's the date on that? Is it things start popping up maybe March 1st? Is it wait a little bit till May maybe? And that's moving closer into summer. I'm trying to think of folks who are wanting to get a jump on things. Obviously, with Christmas here, 2 weeks away, this may not be the easiest time to start thinking about listing. But right at the beginning of the new year, January 1, if you can get things buttoned down, ready to go by February 1, give yourself a month to get things set up, that puts you at a big advantage.
Yes. Well, the other thing that triggers that, I got to do something, is tax time. People start giving that money to Uncle Sam.
Sure.
And, of course, home ownership is one of the last tax deductions on the planet we get.
Yeah.
They realize, I can deduct the interest of my mortgage and apply it to my income and do those things. Of course, there's always tax plans right now that are going on in the news, different things happening. But that's a trigger there, too. They want to get through the holidays. They're probably licking their wounds from the credit cards and the gifts and stuff there. And then their tax time rolls around. They go, I need to get a deduction. Or what can I do? Maybe an investment property or something along those lines.
Interesting.
And at home garden shows, everything seems to get advertised earlier. People are doing, the Christmas stuff. You go to Costco and everything's probably picked over and Halloween. Putting stuff out. So as it kind of migrates into that springtime, you think, I got to get my home on the market, at least mid-March or sooner, so that you're on there when you get those buyers, especially after, they're doing their filings, you got the April, 15th thing, and start getting that momentum and be top of mind. You want to get your home in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Some people use that Miss America pageant thing, when you're searching through the thing. You want to be in the top to get your home there.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. We're schooled in doing that for you, from staging to home inspections to looking at the home, the neighborhood, like that.
Well, Scotty, how can people get in touch with you? And do you have any kind of changed hours during the holidays, or are folks mostly able to get in touch with you?
Yeah, I'm it's a lifestyle, not a job,
That's
Jeff.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here at 253-405-2936. And then you can email me at Scotty, SCOTTYMILLS.realtor@gmail.com.
Okay.
And if you want me to come out and look at your home and just chat, I'd be happy to do that. It's no obligation. Just come out and do a consulting, and I'll bring one of those Christmas songbooks with
Yeah,
me too.
for sure. Well, I can tell you this: you bring Scotty out, hang out with him for a little while, you got yourself a new friend.
Hey, thanks, Jeff.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
And if I don't before too long, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yeah, you too. Cheers.